What's going on YouTube? Achilles here, and today I put together a mono black skeleton deck. With the rotation we lost one of our 1-drop skeletons, which definitely hurts the curve of trying to have more consistent skeletons early on. Playing a skeleton on turn 1, then on turn 2 you play 2 1-drop skeletons or a Case of the Stash skeleton. And the ideal turn 3 play is Corpses of the Lost, because not only does it bring out a skeleton token, but it gives your skeletons a buff and gives them haste. So it could be very deadly very early on. And even without that 1-drop skeleton in here, we play a couple good 1-drops. We have some cards to complement skeletons as a whole, such as Death Baron, that gives your zombies and skeletons a +1/+1 and gives them all death touch as well. We got Roaming Throne, which when it enters we can name skeletons, so it is a 4/4 Ward 2 skeleton. And we also play a full playset of Unstoppable Slasher, because not only is it hard to deal with, it has death touch, and it can cut our opponent's life in half. And it just makes everything better when you have Corpses of the Lost already out. So once their life is halved, you play some skeletons and they just start swinging immediately. So this deck is very deadly early on, and it could also deal with those mid-range decks because it has some grindy elements to it by playing stuff like the Unstoppable Slasher. And even with Case of the Stash skeleton, we could solve the case and we could find the ideal card in whatever situation we're in. So let's get right into this list. We got 3 Cecil, Dark Knight, 4 Forsaken Miner, 1 Gas Guzzler, 4 Tinybones the Pickpocket, 4 Tragic Trajectory, 4 Case of the Stash skeleton, 2 Nowhere to Run, 4 Shoot the Sheriff, 4 Corpses of the Lost, 4 Unstoppable Slasher, 1 Death Baron, 1 Roaming Throne, and for the lands we got 20 Swamps and 4 Soulstone Sanctuary. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. And if you're new here, just know I have new videos coming out every day. And if you want to become a member, you can get early access to videos. Let's get right into these games. Okay, we get to go first. I'm going to keep this one. Start off with Forsaken Miner. Then we'll go Tinybones. Then we'll go Corpses of the Lost. In a perfect world, of course. What is that? Interesting. I think we're still just going to go for the more perfect curve now, which is the best thing this deck could do, which is turn 1 skeleton, turn 2 skeleton, turn 3 Corpse of the Lost. So this is probably the best curve we possibly could have. So I'm not even going to interact with your board right now. This thing will only get bigger in time, so we don't really have to worry about it too much. Throw the Corpse of the Lost at him now. And if this resolves right, we'll be swinging for 9. Of course, they could just remove something. They're just like, yeah, you know, that's cool. We're just gonna hit you in the face instead, not worry about the creatures. But now they gotta be careful, because not only can I bring out another skeleton next turn, but I can remove something on the board if they try to have a blocker. So let's see. Or they could just play reactive like they're doing now. This is awesome, because now I call Skeleton, and now we got a Ward 2 5/4 swinging at you with haste. That's fair. So they're going to take 10. They'll go to 4. I mean, they could also just remove something else. Yeah, it looks like they just keep targeting things. Like, alright. Okay, so we swing for 8, go to 4. Why not? Because, okay, yeah, they know. They see what's going on. If we could find one more land, then we have the most ideal curve we could possibly get. But, let's see what our opponent has in store for us. Because not only are we battling against our opponent, but we're battling against ourselves with our own consistency to draw this land on curve. Well, see, that wasn't a land, but we still have a few turns before we really need to get that, because next turn we could just play Case, even if we don't draw a land, but then on our turn 3, that's when we need to find that third land, or else our curve just becomes horrible. And just like that, guys, we got a good curve. And we drew the most perfect land to possibly draw 2, which is Soulstone Sanctuary, since we already have swamps to produce the black mana. Oh, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to take so much damage. I mean, yeah, they're going to go to 20 right now, but they're about to take 9. and go to 11. Just sitting here at the double tragic trajectory. I mean, I think I want to just draw land and then... Actually, no. You know what? Honestly... Do I go double tragic trajectory on the Bloodletter? It sounds a little crazy, honestly. I want to make sure I could do as much damage as possible. This might seem like a mistake, but I think this makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Because they could go to 6 and have their blocker, but then I just swing with both. Or should I say, they can only block one guy with their Ritual Chamber demons, so we pressure them to have to answer a lot of cards on our board right now, or else they're going to lose and they can't progress their own game state. Or their own game plan, you know, so I think we got them in a really bad position. Especially if they don't have removal, because this has Menace, and that might be a problem for them. They just go for the swing, they're like, alright. They're going to put, what, Decayed counters on my skeletons, but it won't even matter if they just swing, they're going to... Oh, okay, so they go to 11... But then they're going to go back to 9. And then I win. Oh, okay, they have another one, I see. So if I could draw a skeleton, that would be great. It's not a skeleton. But we're still in it to win it, guys. We got 2 Death Touch creatures, so they have to have a Bloodletter of Aklazaz to probably win. That would be the only way they get around this. Because with Bloodletter, they would do 4 damage with Unholy Annex, plus if they swung with the Rakshasa, I would have to double block, and this would do damage to me, so I'd lose. So if it's Bloodletter, then I would lose, but it's not the case. Okay, we get to go first. Not too bad. If this second Tinybones, the Pickpocket, was maybe just another skeleton, then I'd say this is a really great hand. But we have a... we don't have a turn 2 play as of right now, which is definitely unfortunate for a deck like this that tries to take advantage of the early curve. So... Well, would you look at that, guys? We found your skeleton. And it doesn't matter if you get this or Case of the Stash skeleton, because at the end of the day, it's producing a 2-power creature. That's a skeleton. But ideally, I guess, you could go like Forsaken Miner, then turn 2 you go double Forsaken Miner, and then turn 3 corpses, and then you got 4 creatures swinging with the buff and haste. So there's a lot of different combinations. Oh, they're going to be in trouble if they're going to play slow like this. If we could draw any kind of skeleton that's not Tinybones, then we could close this game immediately. But let's see what they got. Oh, that's a move. If we could find one more land, then this is a really good hand. And with their opponent going first, we have an extra turn to potentially draw that land, and would you look at that. So the question is, do you prioritize curving out or removing their creature? I think if the creature isn't going to be something that could kill you like in one turn, like a Tifa or like the Mossborn Hydra, if it's just like a Cecil, then we still go for the skeleton. And even with them removing our skeleton, it just makes their aggressiveness early on, not as good, so it's fine. We could still, even if we don't curve out and win, we could still just do stuff throughout the game, so I'm not worried. Okay, so let's go for Corpse. It's either they block or a skeleton that's not the regular one that's from the case. Yeah, they do that. So they go to 13. They'll go to 11 with the Cecil when it swings. I was going to say, even if they didn't block, I could just went shoot the Sheriff after this flipped over. Would have been fine. But now the question is, what do I do next? I ideally want to draw a land. Oh, man, I got to get rid of that. But luckily, I could get rid of both. Okay. What is the next thing they're going to do in their Rakdos deck or whatever they're playing? Some kind of mid-range deck? Oh, there's a land. So this is good because now we can not only go for another skeleton, but we could use Shoot the Sheriff if we want. But I'm thinking about it. Maybe I hold up the Shoot the Sheriff still. I think that's what we're going to do. Go to 8. I only say that because the Cecil will do more damage to them before it flips over, and they don't have a choice about taking that damage. So, even if it flips over, we just remove it, but we're just letting them help us out by going to 3. So it's like, alright, fine, you can hit me, you can flip your guy over. But I want you to take that 2 damage, that's the most important thing. What's their follow-up play? That's what I'm very curious about. Unless they play reactive and hold up some spells. Interesting. So I'm just going to do this now so we can utilize our mana to the fullest potential. Rid of it. So they have to remove this skeleton. So let's see if they got it. Where's the removal? There it is. Alright, that's fair. It's going to be a little harder for them to get rid of this now. And now we solve our cases. We can immediately look for another Corpses of the Lost. And it'll even get better if we can find a 5th land. And there's a 5th land. So we're going to solve it. Go for Corpse. Because if the Slasher hits, then even if they go to 1, we win. So either way, we should get it if they don't remove one of our cards. Okay. We'll go first. So they have a slow start, being very dramatic without using the Fable Passage immediately. It's the dramatic, I'm going to use it at your end turn, because why not? The only reason I say that is because you know what mana you're going to need based on your hand, because you're not going to want to crack it after you draw, because if you're looking for a certain land color or something like that, you can't even use it if you crack it on the next turn. So you usually know what you're going to go for. Of course, unless you don't know what color to go for, if you have removal, or if you want to do some draw power, if you don't know to go for like black or red or green. So there's a bunch of factors still, I guess, just depending on what your opponent does. So I'm probably wrong with that. But that's just how I see it. I guess it just depends on the deck you're playing. So we hold up this Shoot the Sheriff. Hopefully we could use it. If not, it's all good. What are they even playing, though? That's the real question. Okay, so we're going to swing for 6. Or at least attempt to. Alright, so now they go down to 10. Well, let's say they didn't remove that. We would have gone down to 8. Then we have Soulstone Sanctuary come out at the end of their turn. Then we would have won, but of course they got removal, so we gotta just play around it. Alright, so we swing for 7. Another Carnosaur, I'm guessing. Bitter Triumph. Oh man, they're going for a Reanimator play next turn. I already see it. Terrified. Yep. Surprised they did that instead of Galta. Guess their hand isn't that good. Just drawing a million lands. No care in the world. Oh, great. How bad is it? It's pretty bad. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to make that a little weaker. We're going to block that. What if we don't block it? What if they don't get a dinosaur? But it has vigilance, so go down to 10. Oh, I was hoping we could find some removal and we could have swung to win, but it's all good, guys. Can't win all of them. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Tell me what you think of the deck in the comment section down below. Please like the video and subscribe if you have not already, and if you're new here, just know I have new videos coming out every day. I hope everyone has a great day. Take care.